Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Mason High School, where the Indian Hill Braves will be taking on the Taft Senators in tonight's matchup at 6 p.m. Indian Hill comes into this game a 21-3, and Taft comes in 19-5. I'm Rob Young with Tony Harris, your on-air commentators tonight. Tony, what's the keys to tonight's game?
Well, the key would be trying to slow Taft down. They play at a frantic pace. The Braves like to play at a little bit slower pace and a more deliberate, but Taft gets up and down the court. They have terrific athletes, and they're long and they're quick, and the Braves have their hands full. Taft is the same team that knocked the Braves out of the Ohio High School tournament last year, so it's a chance for the Braves to get some revenge. This is a very, very difficult team. They've got some size. They start 6'5", 6'4", 6'2", and these guys can get up and get after it, and it should be very, very entertaining to see how the Braves can combat that.
Yeah, so I'm guessing that we're going to have Dawson Eicholtz guarding Frank Rollies, who's their leading scorer. He's averaging over 19 points a game. He's their guard. He's a 6'1", 170. Should be a pretty good matchup between the two of them. Dawson's been very successful this season at holding offensive stars to very little points.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to move guys around. I think Dawson will probably start off on him, but I think they're going to have to move guys around. Dawson, unfortunately, has a propensity for getting 2 fouls in the first quarter, and that's something we can't have.
We're going to take a little break here for the national anthem, and then we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back live here at Mason High School with the district game of the Taft Senators against the Indian Hill Braves. Taft comes into this game ranked locally number 2. Indian Hill comes in ranked number 4. Both these teams have had incredible years. They both like to play a fast-paced game, Tony. What is Taft's goal here tonight if they're going to stop Indian Hill?
Well, Taft's goal is to run and then run a little bit more. They have the athletes, they have quickness, they have size. They like to play a game in the 80s. Indian Hill would much prefer to play a game in the 50s or 60s. And if Indian Hill can play their tempo, I think they've got a really good chance. If Taft plays their tempo, it's going to be very difficult for Indian Hill. The other thing with Indian Hill is we've got 2 terrific scorers at Indian Hill. Nick Heidel is a senior, potentially playing his last game. We hope not. Had 30, including 21 in the second half against Woodward the other night. Colin Shaw, Mr. Steady, had another 21-point game, which is a ho-hum for him. Those are the 2 scorers for Indian Hill. They need to get help from some other players. And against New Richmond in the first round of the state tournament, the Braves got double figures, 10 points from both Eicholtz twins. Both Reed and Dawson had 10 points apiece. First time that's ever happened. And against Woodward the other night, they both had 8 points apiece. So that was great, sharing the ball and getting some other guys involved with the offense.
So we have starting for the Braves, you got Nick Heidel, you got Mateo Fiore, Colin Shaw, Reed Eicholtz, and Dawson Eicholtz. Starting for the Senators, you've got number 10, Deshaun Lawrence, number 11, Krishan Stinger. Number 3, Frank Rowlands, the leading scorer. Number 2, Mikhail Green. I think that's.
And at number 5 is Anton Johnson, who's their center. He's 6'4", but he jumps and he just got the tip.
So Taft will start the game with the ball. Possession will be pointed towards the Braves as we start this game off. Taft feeds it inside. It's broken up by Dawson Eichholz, who gives it off to Mateo very quickly, and Shaw's up for a 3. That one's off the mark, rebounded by Taft.
Braves in a man-to-man, which is the only thing they know how to play. You'd normally think against a team like this you go zone, but Tim Birch is against the zone, and these guys only know how to play man-to-man.
Out top with Taft's ball is number 10.
That's Deshaun Lawrence. And
Deshaun Stinger drives the lane, dishes it out to number 2, Mikhail Green. And that's going to stay. It's going to be given to Indian Hill.
Well, that's a break. The Braves are underneath, but it looks like it had gone off Colin Shaw, and Taft is in a full court press to start right off.
Ball's out to Shaw, back to Fiore, who's being guarded by number 3, Frank Rowlands. Braves get it up past the timeline to Heidel. Heidel's looking for his man, off to Fiore. Fiore drive and gets the ball taken away and is on the ground. Tries to tie it up.
Jump ball.
Jump ball is going to stay Braves ball with the possession arrow changing back to that.
Mateo's got to be stronger with the ball. And Heidel inbound it. To Reed Eichholz, back to Colin Shaw. They're looking for Heidel. There he is.
Heidel up with a 3. It's off the mark. Rebounded by Taft. Taft bringing the ball up quickly into the lane, and he's up, and Taft will have the first points on the board.
Frank Royals. He's their leading scorer for a reason. He averages almost 20 a game, and one of the best players in the city.
Eichholz on the left-hand side of the lane. But back to his brother at the top.
Well, and they're going to call on Heidel, I believe, with a push. Oh, they called Reed Eichholz.
Well, Reed Eichholz for his first foul, first foul. So bringing it up the court for Taft is Lawrence, number 10, the guard. Indian Hill in a man-to-man. Idle on number 11, Stinger. Off to number 5.
Anton Johnson.
And he's going to be called for a travel. So this early in the game with 6 minutes left, it looks like we're going to have a very tough defensive game. Indian Hill's going to have to stay pace with them, though.
Now we missed two threes, one for Heidel and one for Shaw, and we've got to be able to convert when we have opportunities.
Eichholz to Shaw. Shaw drives past number 10, turns, looks to dump it, dumps it to Fiore.
They call travel on Mateo.
Called him over and back.
Yeah.
So another turnover for the Braves here early in the game, as Fiore is struggling to find his rhythm. And the Indian Hill student section does not like that call. So Taft's bringing the ball up. It's a 2-0 game with 5:30 left here in the first quarter. Malik Green dishes it off to number 5, Antoine Johnson.
Lawrence. That's Royals. That's their big score, number 3, Royals. Number 5, and that's a
going to
charge.
be an offensive charge
On Anton Johnson.
So number 2 picks up his first foul of the Indian Hill ball. It's still a 2-0 game here with 5:12 left in the first quarter, as the Braves have yet to make it to the scoreboard. You know, I know Coach Birch wants to keep this a low-scoring game, but the Braves cannot afford turnovers. Shaw into the lane. He gets stuffed. It's back out. Shaw tries to rebound and is out-rebounded by number 2, Malik Green. Green quickly up the court, dishes it to number 3, Frank Rollins, who puts it up for his first 3 attempt. And it's going to be out of bounds on Taft, and Reed Eichholz does a great job of blocking out the big man for Taft.
We got a 2-0 game, and we played 3 minutes and 13 seconds already, which is certainly be nice if the Braves could dent the scoreboard, but this is the type of pace that the Braves are hoping for. Mateo Fiore, without a lot of pressure, brings it up. Nick Heidel.
Mateo's got to have a little more confidence with that ball. He's picking his dribble up too early, I think, Tony. Shaw drives in, loses control of the ball. Number 5 recovers it for Taft, who brings it up. Quickly inside to number 2, Green, who puts it up and gets the second basket for them. So Green has all 4 points for the Senators as Taft is in their full court press with Collins bringing it up past the timeline. Quickly to Reed Eichholz.
Dawson's defense was terrific there. Green just a little bit too tall and too strong for him.
Eichholz has got the big man on him. Dishes back out to his brother, who gives it to Shaw. Shaw to Heidel, who's got number 2, Green, covering him. Down to Mateo, who dishes it into Eichholz, who dishes it back out to his brother Dawson for a 3-point.
Dawson Eichholz from his brother Reed Eichholz.
So the assist goes to the big man Reed Eichholz, to his twin brother Dawson.
There's a travel.
And they cause another turnover. And we're going to have Marco Fiore sub in.
And Taft is bringing in DeMarco Bradley, number 1. Oh, here's a replay of the nice 3 from Reed to Dawson Eichholz. Beautiful form. Swish. Nice job.
Marco Fiore brings the ball up for the Braves, and it's going to be
number 1, who just checked in for Taft, is a freshman, 5'7", DeMarco Bradley, and supposedly he is one of the quickest players we'll see, or we have seen all year.
Fiore inbounds a pass. Heidel now has the big man on him. It's out to Reed Eichholz at the 3, who looks to drive and gets tied up. He gets it to Heidel, who gets it back out to Fiore. Fiore to Heidel. Heidel tries to drive in, gets stopped, gets it into Reed, who goes up and gets the basket as the Braves take a 5-4 lead with 2:56 left. The freshman brings it up across the half court for Taft. Number 1, DeMarco Bradley. Number 0, Nahil Jackson.
We've got Colin Shaw guarding Bradley. He's not a big scoring threat right there, but supposedly he's one of the best passers in the city.
Fiore playing great defense on rollies. Off the mark for Jackson.
Marco Fiore with the rebound, bringing it up against number 1, DeMarco Bradley. Colin Shaw. Nick Heidel.
Braves go up 7-4 with 2 minutes left in this first quarter.
This is the pace the Braves want. They're looking for their big guy here, Malik Green. Off both Eichholz boys, and there's a foul. And they're going to call it on Reed Eichholz, which is his second.
So that's 2 fouls on Eichholz.
It's 2 fouls on Reed, and that's trouble. And here comes Mateo Fiore back in the game. And it looks like the Braves are going to have to go small, and that's going to be tough with Taft with their size, 6'5", 6'4", 6'2", and
we'll have 3 players coming in here, 2 for Taft and 1 for Indian Hill. So number 11. Stinger comes back in, and number 34 is going to be coming in for the shooter. Lackey's coming in for the shooter. So it's a 4-7 game. Indian Hill with 1:54 left here.
Yeah, this is the pace we wanted.
And it's now a 7-5 game.
Malik Green hits his free throw. Now he comes out. Virgil Lackey, number 34, just checked in, is a 6'7" junior. Doesn't play a whole lot for them, but they're giving him a blow right here.
Marco drives the lane
and
gets the one. So Marco Fiore takes the fast freshman to the lane and scores quickly as the Braves take a 9-5 lead.
That's great. Mark's been struggling offensively lately, and that's a nice boost of confidence there for him.
Each team has 2 fouls. That's the first foul on player number 1. And it's now a...
I don't know if the scoreboard's right. It says 8-5, but
I believe the score is 9-5.
10. It's 10.
10-5.
There we go.
And Taft breaks down the Braves defense.
Well, there's Virgil Lackey. They just put him in. Again, he hasn't gotten a lot of time this year, but when Reed Eicholt's out of the game, they can go to their second string center.
Heidel with the ball. Guarded by Jackson. Drives the lane past him. And is fouled on the shot. So that foul's going to be on Jackson. It'll be his first foul, team third foul, and they call it on the floor, so it will not be a shooting foul. Indian Hill ball underneath the basket.
They play by Dawson. Well, they ran an out of bounds play. Dawson almost had a layup there, but ball just got away from him.
And he quickly threw it off the Taft player.
Which is smart, which is the only way Dawson knows how to play.
Heidel inbounds it to Fiore, who gives the cut pass. And that shot is blocked. Dawson goes up for a layup along the weak side and blocked by Taft. Here comes Roll. He's into the lane, and he's blocked by Marco Fiore. And it's a quick outlet to Eichholz.
He traveled.
And he traveled.
Shoot. Nice series. Great defense there by Marco.
So it's a 10-7 game with 52 seconds left here in the first quarter as number 1, the freshman Bradley, brings the ball up. Dishes it off to number 0, Jackson. Jackson to Bradley.
They're holding for one shot, I think. Nope.
To Stinger. Stinger to number 0, who misses his shot, and it's rebounded by the Braves.
34 Lackey, who's their backup center, who doesn't get a lot of time. He missed that layup. Now the Braves will hold for one with 22 seconds left. Colin Shaw.
Colin Shaw into the lane, and he's up. And he gets the 2. It's a 12-7 game.
10 seconds. Oh.
It's okay. That's going to be on Heidel, I believe.
What a great pass by DeMarco Bradley. Did you see that dish, jumping in there and dishing? Wow.
Fouls on number 4, Dawson Eichholz. It'll be his first team foul number 3.
That's 3 fouls on the Eichholz boys.
So Lackey's shooting. And he gets 1, so it's a 8-12 game as Taft brings in number 10, Deshaun Lawrence, number 23, Demario Hill. There's 4 seconds left here in the first quarter. The Braves have controlled the tempo of this game very successfully, Tony.
Well, we said we want a game in the 50s or 60s, and this is certainly shaping up to be that way, at least here in the first quarter. Well, Lackey does a nice job, makes the 2 free throws. They call foul. Wow.
Colin Shaw just got robbed of a 3-point shot. That was a great play by Shaw. With 1/10 of a second left.
So we end the first quarter with the Braves up 12-9 here over Taft.
This is the type of game that the Braves want. They want to hold them to under 60 points. They did call a travel on that. Let's see that was a travel. That was a good call. On the replay there, Shaw actually took a stutter step before he put the ball up. That was a good call by the officials. Still a great shot, though, by Colin.
Yeah, it's hey, hopefully that gives him confidence on his outside shot now too. The one concern for the Braves, they're playing terrific defense, and they're getting some shots to fall, even though we didn't score for the first 3 minutes. We did score 12 in the last 5, but Reed Eichholz, who's our only legitimate big man, has 2 fouls, and that's difficult. He's probably not going to get much playing time in this quarter either. But Taft is a school. A lot of people think Taft was named after William Howard Taft, but it's actually named after Senator Robert A. Taft, who was the son of William Howard Taft. Okay. The Ohio High School Athletic Association and ASA USA Softball are sponsoring 2 umpire schools in Southwest Ohio. They have tremendous need for new softball officials in this area. Class is targeting female and minority participants, but is open to all. While most students have been typically adults, Ohio high school regulations now allow high school students of all ages to participate in these classes. The instructional team has successfully trained hundreds of officials of all ages using this popular, effective, accelerated schedule. For more information, contact Jerry Fick at swdoc@fuse.net or 513-563-2755.
Braves called for another traveling call after a great defensive stance against Taft. And a great putback by number 2, Green.
Malik Green.
So it's 11-12 game here with 7:22 left. Heidel with the ball outside, drives into the lane, gets a little floater up that doesn't go in, but Shaw with the rebound.
And there's a foul.
And that's going to be called on number 10, Lawrence, for the Senators. That'll be their 4th team foul as we have 7:12 left. The Braves will have the ball underneath their own basket.
Dawson Eichholz out to Colin. Colin one-on-one with Deshaun Lawrence and doesn't get the ball.
Lawrence with the ball up the court quickly. Heidel Mateo breaks the pass up. Make the Senators reset this out of bounds underneath their own basket. Heidel's going to get called for a hold. That'll be his first foul, 5th team foul.
Again, Taft has size. Royals is 6'2", Malik Green is 6'5", and Anton Johnson 6'4", and the Braves don't have anybody above 6'1" right now in the lineup.
Mateo Fiore on rolls. Ball's out to Lawrence, who takes a 3 and is blocked by Shaw. Rebounded by Heidel out to Shaw, who drives into the lane, gets the ball, doesn't get it to drop, but he's going to be shooting too. It was a great play by Colin Shaw.
Now they called on Deshaun Lawrence, and that's his 2nd. So the starting point guard for Taft now has 2 fouls, and Mr. Quick, DeMarco Bradley, number 1, is going in as soon as Colin makes his first shot. And I jinxed him. And the Braves have Jake Fry is coming in for the Braves and replacing Dawson Eichholz here for a minute or 2.
The Braves are 67.9% on the season on free throws, and Shaw hits the back end of his 2 shots. Deshaun, as you can see, brings his quick speed up and gives it off the rolls, who throws the ball
out
over and back.
Terrific, an unforced turnover. We could use some of those. Jake Fry's in the lineup for the Braves, 6'6" senior, and has not had a lot of playing time lately, and it's that was almost a backcourt. The Braves need some size in there, and hopefully Jake can give them some help here. Fiore back to Jake Fry, to Mark. Go up into Jake.
And Fry loses control of the ball.
And now Taft loses it.
The Braves ball out of bounds on the sideline.
Unfortunately, Jake has a bad habit. Every time he catches a ball in the paint, he dribbles. And he needs to just go straight up. He's 6'6". He's going to get fouled. He's going to make the basket, hopefully both.
Ball back to the backcourt to Shaw. It goes against the freshman. They call Shaw for traveling again.
Yep.
As the freshman brings it up.
DeMarco Bradley. Got a lot of confidence for a freshman, doesn't he?
He does. Pride tries to block out, and Taft gets the putback. It's a tied game with 5 minutes left here in the half as Marco Fiore brings the ball up.
And Dawson Eichholz gets off the bench and gets ready to come back in.
Shaw with the ball. To Heidel.
There's
to
Mark
Fiore.
Mateo.
Braves have been cold here for the first 3 minutes of this second quarter. It's a 13-13 game.
Not going to
Freshman
shoot.
out at the three-point line, trying to dribble his way around Shaw. Gives it off. It's an air ball. Heidel rebounds. Shaw pushes the ball up the court and takes it all the way in and is whacked.
Wow. 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 Boy. Dawson Eichholz coming back in for Jake Fry, but boy, that's
They called it on the ground too. I would have called that a shooting foul. So the officials
they didn't call foul at all. There was no foul called. There's Mateo holding it up to Marco. Nick Heidel.
Heidel with his own
Fouls
rebound. And
they called a foul on that.
I don't know how that's a foul and what they called a block.
Yeah.
A block is not when he clearly was whacked by two Senators. Here comes that replay on the Colin Shaw.
Let's see. They call that he hit it out of his hands.
He clearly hits him on the head.
Yep. Nick, shoot.
Taft's quickly bringing the ball up to the big man, up to the freshman who's off the mark.
Wow.
And they call.
That's on Dawson. It's his second.
I'm not sure what the officials are seeing. If that's a foul on the other end, it should have been a foul, Tony.
Yeah. Well, that's Lackney, their 6'7" junior, has made a couple stickbacks now. He's got a big advantage over several of the Braves, and now Dawson's got to come out with two fouls, and both Eichholz boys. Oh, Dawson. There we go. Confused. Dawson thought he only had one foul, but that's unfortunately the officials gave him two. So Dawson's got two, Reed's got two, and they're both on the bench most likely till the end of the half. And there's
that
a foul
will be on Taft.
On DeMarco Bradley.
That'll be his second, I believe. Nope, that's 13-7.
Yeah, both their point guards have two fouls. The starting point guard, Deshaun Lawrence, number 10, has two, and he's on the bench. And DeMarco Bradley, number 1, now has his second foul. So that's a nice benefit for the Braves. But I don't know if it quite offsets the Eichholz boys being out with two. Now Mateo hits his free throw.
It's the front end of his 1-and-1. Let's see if he can get the second one here to make it a 1-point game with 4:23 left here in the half. So it's a 15-16 game, and the Senators are bringing the ball up quickly. And
Marco makes a nice play, knocks it out of bounds. Stringer. There's Nigel Jackson, and
he loses control to go to the Braves. Great defense by the Braves. We have another turnover, and number 2 for the Senators will be coming back in.
Yeah, Malik Green, the 6'5" junior. They are able to replace size with size.
Inbounded to Shaw, who gives it back to Fiore as Fiore brings it up across the midcourt.
Braves just down 1, and we just dropped under 4 minutes left in the half. Marco looking for Colin. He's not open. Here comes Mateo.
And they are on Shaw like glue. To Heidel. Heidel looking to start something here for the Braves. To Fiore. Fiore drives off to Heidel, who's off the mark.
Great
so the
move.
Braves have been cold here in the second quarter as the Taft Senators bring it up quickly and roll.
That's Frank Royals. That's their leading scorer.
Shaw into the lane, and he's up, and he gets the
Beautiful.
two.
Wow.
17-18 game with 3 minutes left here as Taft brings the ball up the court.
Colin made that beautiful move over Malik Green, their 6'5 junior, and Colin's not afraid of anyone.
Heidel on.
There's Green.
Green, who gets the put in. So Green does a great job of driving in and elevating, and has a size differential on Heidel of about 3 inches. So that's always going to be a tough matchup. Indian Hill has the senior Fry in there for some size. Heidel up with the shot, and it's off, and Fry gets the rebound, and it's blocked. Fry fights for it. Gets it out to Shaw, who
Beautiful.
puts it in. It's a
Way to go, Colin.
19-20 game.
You know, Colin finished, but boy, Jake Fry really mixing it up in there.
Fry does a great job of fighting underneath the basket. Hopefully that gives him a little more confidence to play a little more aggressive underneath there.
They need his size here. With the Eichholz boys out, Jake's a real important player here.
Jake's got his hands up. It's out to Jackson, who drives.
He put his body in there. Number 0 with a foul.
And he gets the charge.
So Nigel Jackson commits a charge.
I believe that'll be his second foul as well, Tony.
Yep.
So that's their 8th foul. As Taft makes some substitutions, number 24 comes in, Brazel. Fiore up across the midcourt to his brother Fiore. To Shaw. Shaw puts it up. Heidel with the rebound, pulls it back out, gets it to Fiore. Heidel in. It's off the mark.
Shoot.
And Taft turns the ball over. Great defense by Mateo Fiore. That's a turnover on Stringer, caused by number 11 Fiore.
Now just 1:21 left here until halftime, and the Braves just down 20-19. And the Fiore boys have a nice family discussion. Mateo bringing it up.
Mateo across half court, picks his dribble up.
Somebody come help him.
Off to Shaw at the timeline. Shaw back to Fiore. Fiore up, and that shot's blocked. It'll be Braves ball out of bounds underneath the basket.
Just a minute 2 now until halftime.
So, Tony, you got to think that going into the locker room here at halftime, the Taft coach cannot be happy with the performance of his team. Indian Hill's got to like block shot. Fry gets the rebound and draws the foul.
Great job by Jake.
Shooting 1-on-1. That's their 9th team foul. That's on number 3. It'll be his first foul, team 9th.
That's Royals. They called a 32.
32. Yeah, I thought it was on number 3.
I did too. But I don't think. Okay, it is on 32. It's Ramon Davis.
I didn't see 32 underneath the basket though. So
Jake Fry with a basket with a free throw, so that ties it at 20.
So it's a 20-20 game with 56 seconds left here at Mason High School, where the Braves are taking on the Taft Senators. Senior Fry is at the line, and he puts up his second on a one-on-one and hits it. It's a 21-20 game.
Now they're bringing in Deshaun Lawrence, their starting point guard. They're bringing him in here for the last 56 seconds. be a nice benefit if the Braves could pick up a charge on him or get a turnover and force him to play some defense.
But Tony, you got to like the way the Braves have been playing without the two Eichholz boys in there. They've kept this game right in line, and that's going to be on Taft again. The Braves will be shooting. White 5, that's his third foul. No, that's his second foul.
Anton Johnson, they have a bevy of players with 2 fouls. It's a shooting.
It's an offensive foul.
Not only if you have the ball, otherwise I think they're shooting. All right.
Fiore with the ball. Picks it up.
Heidel.
Eichholz to Fiore. Great presence by Eichholz.
Well, at this point you want to hold for 1. And Taft is all over him.
Number 32, Ramon Davis guarding Shaw. Fiore out to Heidel. Heidel's being guarded by number 11, Stinger.
And here's a guy you want with the ball.
Shaw with the ball. He's up.
He's bumped.
And he gets the points. It's a 23-20 game. 10 seconds, and they should have called a foul on that. Mateo breaks it up. It'll be a Taft ball out of bounds with
7.3. The Braves actually have a foul to give. They've only committed 5. Remember, 4 of them by the Eichholz boys, so the Braves can afford to commit a foul here.
Deshaun Lawrence comes in, the sophomore, number 10. Tony Stinger's actually the freshman.
Okay.
Fiore with a half-court shot. That's off the mark.
Well, it's halftime. The Braves have a 23-20 lead, and besides the Eichholz boys and a little bit of foul trouble, this is as good a half as we could have hoped for. We wanted a game in the 50s or 60s. We've got one that would translate into the game in the 40s. This isn't the pace that Taft wants. They want energy, they want quickness, they want to run up and down the court, and they've committed some turnovers, a lot due to the Braves' terrific defense, and really been able to hold Royals in check to a certain extent. The kid averages almost 20 a game. We'll get some stats here in a few minutes, but I know he doesn't. I mean, Malik Green has a few points for them. But the Braves have done a great job holding Taft to just 20 points. Taft isn't used to that type of defensive intensity that the Braves have been able to put up.
So, Tony, the big thing that I think happened was we controlled the pace. We obviously can control them on the defensive side of the ball here. The Braves went very streaky in this first half, though. The Braves were hot, then they got cold, they went hot again. Taft, on the other hand, was kind of the same way. They went cold, hot, cold. So kind of opposite. That's the reason we've got a 20-23 game here, but it definitely plays to the favor of the Braves, who like to hold their opponents to under 50 points.
Absolutely, and 3 Taft players, 3 of their starters have 2 fouls, and the Braves have 2 players in the Eichholz boys, each with 2 fouls. So they've survived playing a good part of the second quarter without the Eichholz guys, and that's the heart of the Braves defense. So anyway, it's a terrific start for the Braves, 23-20 here at halftime with the lead, and let's hope when we start the third quarter with the same type of intensity. The trophy for winning this game is a game up at the University of Dayton Arena next Sunday against the winner of the Dayton-Dunbar-Trotwood-Madison game, which is being played up there this evening up at Wright State. And we think that Taft is quick, and they are. Trotwood-Madison, their first 2 games in this tournament are averaging 103 points a game. And Dunbar is averaging over 90 points a game. So the winner of that game is certainly wants a track meet. And if they're fortunate enough, we hope and pray that they play the Braves. I think it'll be anything but. Obviously we've got 16 minutes here that the Braves have to control the tempo. Coach Birch during the season was always saying, I want to keep them to 40 or less. You got 20 at halftime with Taft. I think Tim would have changed his tune a little bit, knowing we were going to play Taft, and saying that hope we could hold him to 55 or less. And again, the first 16 minutes are any indication, it's terrific. The Braves are playing with a lot of intensity. They're really bringing it tonight, and hopefully a couple shots for Heidel and Shaw and some of the other guys will start or continue to fall, and we can hold Taft in check.
Yeah, definitely the game plan that Birch had. You know, Taft, when they score under 60 points, have lost 5 times. So if we can hold Taft to under 60 points, I think we can win this game. Yeah,
they need the pace. They need the rhythm. They need that's what gets them going. They're dancing when they're running up and down the court and using their athletes. That's their strength. And the Braves have really cut them off, gotten some good turnovers, knocked some long passes out of bounds, and playing at much more of an Indian Hill strength. You know, these guys have Indian Hill and Taft have several common opponents. Both played Woodward and beat them. Both played Hughes and beat them. Both played Reading and both played Goshen. So those are the common opponents between the two teams, and both teams have been successful. Of course, when Indian Hill's 21-3, they've had a lot of success this year. Taft at 19-5 is certainly a great season for them. By the way, the Braves at 21-3, that is a school record. 21 wins in one season is the school record from the 08-09 Indian Hill Braves team, and obviously it'd be a lot of love tonight if they could win, but one would be a school record of 22 wins in one season. And
I was going to say, I'm making a prediction: 22 wins on this season.
Well, it's
after tonight.
I hope, yeah.
Like you said, there is 16 minutes left of this game. I'm Rob Young with Tony Harris in the booth tonight. The Indian Hill Braves lead the Taft Senators 23-20 out here at Mason High School. We're going to take a short break here. We'll be back shortly and take a word from our sponsors.
We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. That's why we're here. We're free and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos. Go to GetSchooled.com.
Troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly,
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs.
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
Well, welcome back to Mason High School. We're wrapping up halftime here of the Indian Hill Taft Ohio High School Athletic Association game, and the Braves lead 23-20 as we get ready to start the third quarter. The Braves have been very fortunate. Reed Eichholz went out early with 2 fouls, and Dawson Eichholz followed him early in the second quarter with a second foul, and Braves got some terrific play from Jake Fry, 6'6" senior, who really helped hold the fort down, and the Braves have kept the lead. And we mentioned before with the pace that the Braves are hoping to keep here, a lower scoring game and not allow Taft's athletes to get up and down the court so quickly. Taft won the state championship in 2011. They were 26-2, and they actually won the state championship game by 43 points. They had several incredible athletes, including Adolphus Washington, who's going to be a first-round pick in the NFL from Ohio State, and Wayne Stanford, who most likely will be a draft pick out of a wide receiver out of Oregon. Orlando Berry was a terrific guard, and Taft's got a great history of basketball. And anyway, hopefully the Braves can slow them down a little bit for the next 16 minutes.
So some quick stats. Leading scorer for Taft is number 11, Green, with
Stringer is Malik Green's number 5, I believe.
I'm sorry, but Green is leading with, number 2 is leading with 7 points.
Mateo's in trouble, and the timeout. Coach Birch just bailed Mateo out with a timeout. He was trapped in the corner, and Taft suffocating defense causing him some issues.
The Braves hold their leading scorer, who's averaging almost 20 points a game, to 4 points in the first half. Green is leading the team with 7, followed by Royals with 4, and then a couple guys each with 2. For the Braves, leading scorer is Colin Shaw. Shaw has a total of 9 points. You have Dawson Eichholz with 3.
The Braves have shared the offense.
The Furies are not twins, but they're brothers. So that's the stats that we have. You have Marco Fiore with 3, Nick Heidel with 2, Dawson Eichholz with a 3, and then Colin Shaw with 9 points for the Braves. It's a 2023 game here. Taft with the ball.
Oh, boy.
Taft is winning the board game here.
Oh no, it's a foul on Reed, and that's his 3rd. Man, went right at him.
So Reed Eichholz will be coming out of the game.
48 seconds into the third quarter, and Reed has to take a blow, and that's unfortunate.
Ball is inside.
Now it's
Taft scores
Stringer.
the first points by Stringer, who's leading Taft.
Yeah, Taft's defense, they're coming out a little further than they even were the first half. Oh, boy. Marco Fiore to Collin. He was fouled there. He's fouled again. There are 3 different guys that can call a foul on there.
Let's hope this is on. This is on number 11.
Stringer.
Stringer. It'll be his first foul. Each team has a team foul. Shaw at the line. Shaw is shooting this year at the free throw 79.4%. As he hits the first of 2.
Collin missed one in the first half, which is very unlike him. They don't miss free throws in Hudson.
They did when I played against them. Shaw with both baskets. It's a 25-2 game with 6:45 left in this.
Wow,
that's going to be on foul. Fiore.
That's on Marco. And that's Marco's first. And Stringer is shooting 2 for Taft.
That's Fiore's first foul, second team foul, and Stringer misses the front end.
He's a 50% free throw shooter on the year, so if you have to foul somebody, that's a good choice.
And he drains the second one.
That's his average. And Marco bringing it up with Heidel on his wing. Mateo.
Taft is extending their defense as Shaw drives in, picks up his dribble, puts it up, and gets it to sink.
Wow.
Great move by Shaw.
Great job, Collin.
Taft is definitely trying to pick the pace of this game up. They did not like the pace that Indian Hill played the first quarter or the second quarter.
There's Stringer again. Boy, that's Anton Johnson, and Taft calls a timeout. That's, I think the last 3 possessions, Taft has gotten an extra shot on offensive rebounds. They're crashing the glass, and without Reed in there, Taft has those athletes. Green is 6'5", and Anton Johnson, number 5, is 6'4". Stringer 6'2", Broyles is 6'2", and the Braves have got to do a great job of boxing out. They have to. It's imperative.
I'd like to see Coach bring back in Fry. He did a great job in the first half, filling in some minutes for Reed.
I think we will see him. We're not a lot of choices right now, but this is like they're playing volleyball. Taft is, and the Braves can't keep him off the glass.
Taft in a full court press, inbounded. Fiore to Eichel, back to Fiore. Fiore up across midcourt, dishes it to Heidel, who goes up. If he can get hot, that's a good play.
Yeah, but that's NBA range. He doesn't need to shoot from that far.
Turnover by Taft.
Here's
Shaw
Collin.
picks the ball up, and he's grabbed. That'll be his second foul.
That's on Stringer, I believe.
That's Stringer's second foul, team second foul. It's a 27-25 game with 5:41 left here at Mason High School. I'm Rob Young with Tony Harris here in the booth. Tony, you got to think that Indian Hill has got to get into the Taft's head tonight to get this game slowed down.
Oh, well,
rebound by Heidel. Heidel out to Shaw.
Now Taft is forcing the Braves to pick up the pace. They're playing their D all the way out on him. Nobody's getting any open opportunity, even to up there.
There's
Mark.
Royals with the steal, and he missed. It's a great play by Dawson Eichels, who gets the rebound, is unable to get it back into his teammate, so it'll be Taft ball underneath. That was a...
Well, it was great recovery by Mark after throwing the turnover to get down there and deflect the shot.
Eichels on
That's Royals.
On Green. Lawrence out top with the ball. Royals is on the left side. You've got Stinger on the right side into number 5, Johnson.
Wow.
To Green, who puts it up. Green's leading this team with.
He's 6'5" and very athletic, and Dawson's playing great defense. Just the guy's a little bit too much for him.
Heidel up with the shot, and he drains a 3. So it's a 30-27 game, and Taft pushing the pace. And Mateo almost steals that ball from.
What a great move. Wow.
They're letting him bang inside.
That's Anton Johnson, who missed the
Eichholz
shot.
was looking for an over the back and didn't get it. And
that's
Green gets his 3. So it's a 30-30 game. Fiore to Heidel. Heidel to Eichholz. To Heidel. To Shaw.
Bad angle on Heidel with, off balance. Dawson Eichholz. Wow.
Great boards by the Braves as they drop back quickly into defense.
Dawson sealed his man and went right after the ball. Beautiful.
Lawrence with the ball up top.
He's not going to shoot, Colin.
At the timeline.
You can sag on him.
Off to Stinger. Stinger into Green. Green up and off.
Oh, they're going to call that on Dawson. That's very, very poor. That's a shame. Dawson played great. He had him. They're going to say he cut him underneath, but Dawson had great position and really did what he's supposed to do.
Here comes the replay.
And
I thought that was great defense.
I don't see it. They're not in third grade. You're allowed to breathe on them.
Green with the 1. It's a 31-32 game.
And now Reed's coming in for Dawson. And both Eichholz boys have 3. So I guess coach is going to rotate, wants to keep one of them in there as long as he can. And here's Malik Green for his second shot. And misses.
And he misses.
And Reed Eichholz with the rebound. Mateo, Colin Shaw.
Shaw to Heidel. And the Braves steal it right back. And they throw it away. So the Braves have got to settle down here, Tony. They're getting a little panicky. It's a 31-32 game with 3 minutes left. The Braves have been playing their game. They're holding them to 10 points so far this half.
Here's number 1 again, DeMarco Bradley, the
freshman,
the all-blur kid. And Taft has been speeding up the tempo, and the Braves have been wow. There's number 10, that's Deshaun Lawrence.
So the Braves are down by 1 now. As Taft extends their defense out past the timeline. Shaw's going to drive in, put it up, and he gets fouled. No, they call him for another travel. I don't see it, Tony. I don't see it at all. I guess we're only allowed to take a half a step, and Taft is allowed to take 2 steps.
Yeah,
I don't see it.
Keep your head up, Colin. I mean, it's
great defense by Eichholz.
And a great pull down by Marco. Reed.
And how does Reed not get a foul?
They called him stepping out. They called the Taft guy stepped out, but
so Taft is going to bring in number 5 Johnson, number 11 Stinger. As number 10 Lawrence takes the seat, and number 2 Green takes a seat. Indian Hill ball underneath the basket. This is a 34-32 game. Taft leading. Inbounded to Eichholz.
Take him, Reed.
Out to Fiore. Fiore back into Eichholz.
Too far out.
Shaw with the rebound, and he's back up.
Wow.
Royals, how's that not a travel?
Get rid of it, Nick. We're still in a 1-point game, guys.
2-point game, 34-32. Taft with 1:40 left here in the third quarter. Heidel loses control.
And Nick gets fouled.
That'll be his third foul, team fourth foul. As Green will check back in here for Jackson.
Right back to Reed. Take him.
Reed
Go left.
Out to Shaw, who puts a three up and is off the mark.
Oh, foul on Marco. Great hustle. A little extracurriculars there with the Taft coach.
Yeah, the Taft coach wanted that to be called a...
Now we're going to see it again.
He's going for the ball, clearly.
He even put his hands back up.
So that was a great call by the officials. It was a foul, but it was not intentional. It was not flagrant. As the Taft coach wanted, I would call the foul against Shaw earlier in the first half more flagrant and more intentional than that.
Quite honestly, I would have called a technical on the Taft coach for coming out on the floor.
Technically, he should have been called for a technical. He left his bench.
Great move. Wow.
Great move by Green. It's a 36-32 game. With 50 seconds left, you got to think that the Braves are going to try to get one more score here. Eichholz. Reed up with a great
beautiful pass by Matteo Fiore. Got to play some D here, guys.
Taft is going to hold it for the last. It's a 36-34 game. This has been a great expedition of high school ball here, Tony.
There's Broyles. That's their big score.
To Green, he's leading the team in scoring today.
That's right. And here's Stringer. He's only a freshman, number 11, as is number 1. Taft's going to be pretty strong in the next several years. And a miss. And come on, Mark, get it up.
Heidel with the shot.
Oh my, in again, out again.
34-36.
The Braves down 2 as we head to the fourth quarter. But again, the pace of the game, it was 23-20. We allow them to score 14 in this quarter, which is 16 this quarter, which is a little bit more than what we can afford. 10, 12 points a quarter is about where Coach Birch, I believe, wants it. But they've made some great plays. Malik Green, number 2 for them, has been terrific inside. I thought our defense had really done a nice job with him, but he's just made some great shots. They've got players, and we've got to keep on all of them, and not allow. Every point here is critical. 36-34 at the end of 3 quarters. Dawson Eichholz has 3 fouls. Reed Eichholz has 3 fouls. Hey, it's the fourth quarter now. It's now or never. It's do or die. It's kill or be killed. You got to put all your guns in your holster here. And Reed and Dawson are coming out to start the fourth quarter.
And it'll be Taft ball. Taft's going to have number 1, Bradley. Number 11 is going to be bringing it in as Stringer to number 5, Johnson. So Bradley brings it up across half court, dishes it to Johnson, who drives into the lane against Eichholz, trying to get Eichholz gets a block
gets a hand on and gets a rebound.
Gets it out to Heidel. Heidel's pushing the pace up to the timeline.
Dawson Eicholtz. Boy, they are playing tough D on him. There's Anton Johnson on Heidel. Tip.
Eicholtz saves it.
They're calling an offensive foul on Reed. They're setting a pick, and that's Reed's fourth.
I didn't see that,
either.
Tony, these officials are taking our guys out of the game, and that's just not. That's no fun for anyone when the officials are determining how this game's being played. Here comes the replay real quick.
Reed's just boxing out.
Reed's boxing out, and they're holding his hand.
Yeah.
That was a terrible call by the officials. And Coach Birch is not happy with that call. That's his fourth foul. Eicholtz is on the bench.
And one Stringer. And Nick gets called for the foul here.
Be Nick's first foul. Team fifth.
The second for Nick.
Nick's second, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, that was a rough call on that foul on Reed for a number of reasons. One, it tied the game because Collin made a great drive and made the basket, and Reed's playing so well, had a great defensive play, and got the rebound on the other end. And timeout for Taft.
You know, I hope the officials watch the replay. This game will be replayed at 10 p.m. tonight on Channel 15 for Time Warner Cape.
Let's take a look at that and see where the foul is. That definitely Nick did hit him there.
Yeah, that definitely was a foul. But that foul, that charge call against Eicholtz on the other end of the court, that's turned this game in the direction of Taft. I hope the officials re-watch the replay at 10 p.m. tonight on Time Warner Cable 15 and Cincinnati Bell Channel 845. You can watch it again on Sunday at 7 p.m. on Channel 8 for Time Warner and 8:38 for Cincinnati Bell. It'll be replayed 3 more times, once on Monday night at 9, Tuesday at 12 p.m., and Wednesday at 9 a.m. We'll give you the channels for those in a little bit. You can get the schedule on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Travel.
Nice travel call.
This is a big sequence here. 7:02 left. Reed Eicholtz saddled on the bench with 4 fouls. The Braves have got to cut this. It's a 4-point game. The next 2-3 minutes here are real important before they can put Reed back in.
Now, like we said earlier, Indian Hill would like to get revenge for the game last year. This is the team that put them out of the tournament last year. The Braves would like to go a little deeper this year. Shaw up and off the mark. So Colin Shaw is a little cold tonight, trying to pull it out on his own.
Yeah, it's we're having trouble getting the ball. When we do get the ball, here comes Reed. 6:45 left in the fourth quarter, and Reed's coming in with 4 fouls. He's giving Dawson a quick blow. It's they've got to. It's putting him on the bench. You need Reed's defense. You need Reed's rebounding here.
Taft with the ball. Indian Hill's playing a soft defense, letting them come up to mid-court before they put any pressure on. Ball's out top. Antoine Johnson, who gives it off to Bradley. Out to Green, who's leading Taft with shots.
Wow.
And he drains another 3. This will be a 41-34 game. This is the biggest deficit Indian Hill's seen all night. Green is carrying this team on his shoulders, and
absolutely,
Fiore with the ball on the right-hand side of the key. He drives in against Green, out to his brother for a 3, and Mateo's off. Eicholtz trying to
oh boy.
And Royals runs the court.
I think coach needs a timeout here. They're calling a foul on Taft.
That'll be on number 3, Royals. That'll be his 3rd foul. Now they're only crediting him with his 2nd foul. I thought he had 2 in the first half.
Now Dawson's coming in for Mateo Fiore. Shame. I thought Mateo had it looked good off his hands, that three, and it unfortunately just rimmed out, and now the Braves are really behind the 8 ball.
Marco Fiore bringing the ball up for the Braves.
Nick. Jump ball.
Jump ball should be Braves ball.
Braves ball. The problem is every time the Braves get in the lane, Taft's athleticism and size, they've been able to block shots and deflect shots, and we need to can the open threes when we get them. And Mateo had a nice one there. Colin kind of forced one a little bit earlier, but we need to get some open looks, and Taft's defense has been terrific. Nick Heidel over to Colin. Here's Marco.
Back to Marco. To Shaw. Shaw drives in and just can't get anything to go in tonight.
Yeah, they're throwing it a little bit higher, a little bit stronger than they used to because these guys get up so high. Here's Deshaun Lawrence.
Lawrence to Green. Green up top. Off to Royals. Royals drives in. Dishes it off to...
Oh, Johnson.
And he's called for a charge. That charge is going to be on Green. Here comes, it's actually on number 5.
Yeah, it's Anton Johnson.
That's a great call.
Yeah,
that was Dawson Eicholtz taking the charge, and that'll be his 3rd foul.
And it's about the 30th charge Dawson's taken this year. He's great at that. He lives on the floor.
He sacrifices himself more than anybody on this team.
Uh-oh.
Travel. It's going to be called a travel. Their coach went almost a half court to yell some encouragement, I guess, to his player. But again, that's out of the coach's box. Now, that's a foul on Stinger. That'll be their team 6.
That's Stringer's 3rd or 4th? 3rd. Yeah.
It's his 3rd.
The next, both teams have 6, so the next foul from here on out, we're shooting.
With 4:25 left, it's a 43-34 game. The Taft Senators up on the Indian Hill Braves. Long pass to Shaw. Shaw brings it up across midcourt, gets it to Fiore. Fiore's looking to drive. He goes in, puts it up.
Oh, man.
That'll be Deshaun Lawrence's 3rd foul.
Yeah.
Here's the foul that Stringer got.
Oh, yeah.
He just
knocked Nick over.
So Fiore shooting.
Too hard.
Hard and flat.
Yeah, Mark's really struggled with his shot the last half of the year. He used to have a much softer release, and everything is long. Everything is hard.
He's only shooting 47 from the line, so if you're Taft, he's the guy you want on the line.
Boy.
34-43 game with 4:10 left in this game. It's out to Bradley against Shaw. Bradley picks his dribble up. Royals goes into the lane and gets Heidel up, and he misses.
Nick Wright's got a great rebound.
The rebound will get credited to Fiore, but it was Heidel who tipped it. Shaw right in.
Nothing will fall. Reed. Jiminy. Well, that's the story of the game, isn't it?
It is. We just can't get anything to fall. And the Taft coach comes back out to half court, calls a timeout. I think the official's warning the assistant coach, if the coach comes back out that far again, he's going to get called for a technical. Well,
the Braves are down 9, and with those shots have got to fall. And
Braves just have not gotten a break underneath the basket. Shaw puts it up too strong. Eicholz with the rebound, and his goes in and out and back around, and
yeah, just very, very unfortunate. We've had several balls like that just Marco had one about a minute ago that went in and out. And on a team like Taft, every basket, we've got 34 points here midway through the fourth quarter. Every point is critical, and those balls have just got to drop. The Braves are getting dangerous to the close to the point where they're going to have to start taking some threes, and Taft's perimeter defense has been outstanding, and the Braves have not had open looks from threes.
Yeah, some college action today, Tony. Vanderbilt upsets UK. You also had Miami edging out Louisville. Marquette loses to Notre Dame, falls to Florida State. Maryland falls to Purdue. So a lot of top 10 teams going down today in the college ranks. Shaw's covering up on Bradley. Bradley across midcourt.
Taft may decide to hold the ball here. They're spreading it out. And with 3:24 left, they don't need to shoot. Braves need to come get it, and there's Nick with a foul, and 1-on-1 here for Stringer.
And Heidel signaling that's his fourth.
That's his third, according to
his third.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Coach Birch mentioned Heidel thought he had 4, but it's only 3 because earlier in the game, one that Nick committed, they did give to Dawson Eicholz, and that's why Dawson's been
up and makes the first. It's a 10-point game.
There's Stringer. Up and in.
Makes the second. It's a 45-34 game.
It's a nice looking freshman that Stringer is.
Fiore brings the ball up past midcourt by himself. Picks his dribble up, looking for Heidel to get open. Dishes it off to Heidel, who puts up a three-pointer. Again, is off the mark. Rebounded by Fiore, who puts it up, is off.
Reed Eicholz. Timeout for Indian Hill. Reed, a nice offensive stick back.
So you got to think going into the rankings. Here comes the putback in a replay. There's the missed shot. Eicholz up.
Reed gets great position and sticks it right back in. It's
if we convert some of those putbacks today, I think this game's a different game. That's the first time we got one to go down.
Yeah, well, it's the first time Reed didn't have a kid who was 6'4", 6'5", putting his hand in his face either. The Braves just made a substitution. Brad Lewis is going in, and Brad has been a really terrific sub on the bench for the Braves. He's a senior, and he's done a great job hitting his threes this year. One of the most memorable shots of the year was his 2 threes to beat Madeira. Brad's got a great percentage this year of shooting threes, and obviously we need some here. He's 7 for 14 on the year. And hopefully he's going to get some opportunities here in the next minute or two and get this game a little closer than 9.
Of note, that freshman number 1, DeMarco Bradley, his father is the head coach at Taft, DeMarco Bradley Sr.
Well, according to their stats, and I don't know how accurate their stats are, but he's got almost a 5-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio, which is sick.
Which is incredible for a freshman.
Well, it's incredible
for anybody. But the fact that he's only a freshman.
Yeah, he far and away leads their team in assists, and he's a backup point guard. Timeout for Taft, and full timeout for Taft. So Braves play some good defense. Taft gets a little sloppy with the ball, and Coach Bradley calls a timeout to save a turnover.
And he has to call a full timeout because he's out of 30-second timeouts. But the Braves can get hot here. Taft's in.
Well, I think that's the reason that Brad Lewis is in the game. The one thing, though, that Brad hasn't touched the ball except in warm-ups, and that's an awful lot to ask of a kid to touch the ball. I always believe if you're going to ask a kid to help win the game for you the last 3 minutes of the game, he should have at least broken a sweat the first half and touched the ball once or twice and kind of got in the flow of the game. First time you get in the game, you got some butterflies, you got a little angst, and to ask Brad, even though he is a senior, to come in and deliver like this, it's a tall order for him. But he's a great kid, and if any kid deserves an opportunity for success, it's Brad Lewis. The Braves go out there with Reed Eichholtz at center, and then ostensibly 4 wing players: Nick Heidel, Colin Shaw, Matteo Fiore, and Brad Lewis. All 3-point shooters except for Reed Eichholtz. Now we got to get the ball first.
Well, I think that's the other reason he brought Lewis in, is have somebody who can actually foul.
Well, outside of Royals, number 3, the rest of their team shoots 50% from free throws. So they fouled Lawrence, who's a 32.6% free throw shooter on the year. I'm sorry, he's a 62% free throw shooter on the year. But again, if you take out Royals, number 3, their leading scorer, the rest of the team shoots about 50% as a team with free throws. So that's one of the few flies in the ointment here for Taft, and hopefully we take
Braves
advantage
are back to their starting lineup of Eichholtz, Fiore, Shaw, and Heidel.
So he did take Brad back out.
Yeah, they did.
There's a miss.
.225 left here as Fiore brings it up across midcourt to Eichholtz. Eichholtz into his brother, who goes up.
Nice. Oh, read too hard.
And
wow,
a nice
Nick Heidel.
by Nick Heidel.
Boy, can he get up. He has a whole different level when he wants it.
The 45-34 game. Braves are looking to foul. You got to get it somebody who can. Can't be one of the Eichholtz boys.
There's a turnover.
The Braves turn it over. Get the turnover. It'll be Braves ball. So 38-45 with 1:51 left here. This game is going down to the wire, Tony.
Well, let's hope we can get another basket here and put a little pressure on Taft. Oh. Oh my. Oh boy. Dawson was tripped. Coach Birch is a little animated, and rightfully so, and here comes a dunk. Dawson with a great defensive play. Dawson saw that number 5 Johnson was going for the dunk, and he went to strip the ball from him, and he got called for a foul. Nothing dirty or malicious about that. Dawson just went right for the ball.
Coach Birch is not happy with this officiating crew at all.
That was a bad call. That was a bad call, and it really did turn, potentially there, missed there by Anton Johnson, but it missed. That was a big turnover. I mean, that changed the whole complexion here. It was in a 7-point game. The Braves have the ball and shooting free throws, and instead now it's
here comes the replay on the trip, Tony.
And I don't. It's inadvertent, but it wasn't a malicious trip. But he tripped him.
Still a foul.
It's a foul's a foul. Dawson's not clumsy. And missed free throw and an offensive rebound, and foul by the Braves.
That foul's called on Marco. That'll be his 3rd foul. Shooting 2.
Now this is Malik Green, who's 57% free throw shooter on the year. And played a great game today. This Malik Green. Yeah, it's Taft up 10 with just $1.19 left, and that's going to be tough to overcome.
Rebound by Fiore.
Mateo. Got to get it up quick. Dawson to Collins, Shaw.
Shaw up, and finally gets one to sink.
Three-pointer, and Coach Birch calls a timeout.
It's a 7-point game. That's the first one Shaw's gotten to sink. This game is not over.
Well, he was deep, almost NBA range with a couple hands in his face too.
Brad
and
Lewis
here
is
comes
going to
Brad
come
Lewis.
back. That was a great shot by Shaw.
Yeah, the Braves still battling. Here comes here's the replay on Collins' nice shot here. Yeah, we've had a lot of times when that ball hits the rim, it seems to go the wrong way for the Braves today, but that one went the right way.
So this game has lived up to everything it was built to be. It's a tight game. The Braves have been playing their game. They've had some bad calls against them, but this Taft team is very athletic.
They're athletic. They're good. You know, give them credit. But the Braves are playing at 48-41. I mean, we wanted a game in the 40s or 50s, and we got it. And
here comes Shaw's three-point shot one more time from a different angle. As you can see, he's
under pressure.
Got two guys on him in the face. You know, Taft averages 65 points a game, so
again, we gotta have to foul, and you just don't want to foul Royals, number 3. And they were hiding him, and now he's coming in. They were hiding him on the bench. They were going to put him in right before they gave the ball. But he's got Mateo's guarding him, and that's the guy you don't want with the ball. No, Mateo, that's not the guy to foul. Now Mateo's first. Interesting, Mateo fouled out the game against Woodward, and that was his first foul of the game here.
And both the Eichholz boys are coming back in to finish this game out as Royals hits the first of 2.
He's a 75% free throw shooter, and again, he's the only really good free throw shooter on this team, and he's the one guy you just did not want to foul.
It's a 10-point game again.
Gets that shooter's roll. Well, it's a 9. Marco is looking for Colin.
Shaw elevates. Rebound Eichholz. And he gets the foul.
And here come Lewis and Mateo Fiore. Not that anyone's ever questioned this team's heart, but they're battling. Nobody's given up.
Idle makes the first of 2 as several subs come in for both teams. You got Lewis and Fiore coming back in. You got DeMarco, Bradley, and Deshaw Lawrence coming back in. So
Nick Heidel, this could be his last game in Indian Hill uniform, and what a great career he's had.
He's off the mark.
Come on, Marco, get back there. And now there, Woodward's just going to eat. Ooh! Colin Shaw with a hard foul.
Here comes the foul as Shaw tries to pull himself.
Yeah, Colin's got a little hitch in his giddy up there.
It's his second team foul. We're already in the double bonus.
There's a freshman, DeMarco Bradley.
I think the Taft boys have a shoe deal with Kobe, by the way.
Now Bradley coming out. An impressive young man.
10-point game, 42 seconds left here. Fiore brings the ball up against Jackson.
Don't forget the ball, Mark.
Idle up for a three, and he's off the mark. It's going to be Taft's ball. And that'll be Ike.
No, foul on either Colin or Nick. It's on Colin.
That'll be his third foul.
This has been a great season for the Braves. 21-3 coming into this game and making it to the third round of the state tournament. They've really done well with. Coach really, for the most part, has rotated 6 players in this lineup. Occasionally going to a 7th player, George Davis, or today it was Jake Fry, but kind of thin on the bench, and they've really made the most of their time now.
This team, other than Heidel, they all come back next year.
Right. Well, it's George Davis, who was probably the 7th guy, and Jake Fry, who was the 8th guy. They're also going to leave. So there's some.
Fiore up with a 3, and it's off the mark. The Royals. They get the steal on Royals. How's that not a foul?
Yeah.
And this game will end a 53-42 game.
53-42, Taft over Indian Hill. It's a shame. The Braves ran into a very tough team. Taft is very tough, very strong, very fast, very athletic. A lot of superlatives for them. They're a really good team, and Braves did a great job. They really played well. They got Taft to play more of their game, and just couldn't get some shots. I mean, there were some shots that just went in and out. Colin had struggled with several balls on the rim and just fell the wrong way. Reed had 1 or 2. Nick had 1 or 2. It was a shame. The Braves played hard. They played well. They were well prepared. It just wasn't their day. And congratulations to the Taft Senators, and good luck to them against either Trotwood Madison or Dayton Dunbar next week.
It was definitely a great effort by both teams. I don't think anybody thought this game was going to be this low a scoring game. Taft loves to run the pace. The Braves did a great job stopping them. They held Royals to probably under 12 points, and he averages 20. So the Braves executed. They just couldn't get the ball to fall in the hoop.
The 53 points for Taft. That's great. If you had said that at the beginning of the game, I would have felt very confident we could win. I think we're a better offensive team than that. A lot of it had to do with Taft's defense. They were great. Colin did not get any open shots. Nick didn't get any open shots. Their defense was terrific. And we missed some that unfortunately should have fallen in. At least we've seen them fall in over the previous 24 games. But
they're going to be either facing the number 1 seed Trotwood Madison, who, like you said earlier, is averaging 103 points a game, or they're going to be facing Dayton Dunbar, the number 3 seed, who is averaging
just over 90.
Just over 90 points.
Yeah, so it'll be a track meet. People get their money's worth. They go up to Dayton next week to see those teams, and fortunately the Braves will regroup, and the basketball banquet's next Sunday night, which there's a lot to celebrate. Right now, I know they don't feel that way, but hopefully by next Sunday the guys will feel a little bit more chipper, and a lot of great accomplishments this year. Coach Birch and all the kids should feel very, very proud of what they've been able to do.
Yeah, this team had a lot of heart this year. Played behind the senior leadership of Nick Idle, but the Eichel, Fiore, Shaw law firm did a great job, and they should be very proud of themselves this year as they look forward to next year, where these guys will have a great football season and come back probably and find themselves in the same position against Taft.
Now here's some highlights from the game. Dawson Eichholz with a great stick back.
right. So I'm Rob Young with Tony Harris. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we look forward to seeing you at another game, at another place, at another time. Special thanks to Tim Newman, Ryan McGonahan. I'm Rob Young with Tony Harris, cameraman Eric Johanna, Matt Hogan, Justin Berger, Jack Young, Alex Pregel, replay by Ryan, and special thanks to Dennis Dupps and the Indian Hill kids who helped make this game possible on TV tonight. Again, I'm Rob Young with Tony Harris signing off here at Mason High School, where the Taft Senators defeated the Indian Hill Braves, and they will face either Dayton Dunbar or Trotwood Mason. Madison.
Yeah. Good night, good basketball.